Welcome to Youth Truth Podcast. Once again, if you read the YouTube professor, one thing professors do is listen to who knows more than they do. I'm focused on making a channel. Other people are focused on getting the facts and figures about the silver issue. I would take the advice of people that did their due diligence while trying to support other channels that are more successful than I am. You might want to watch this Street Savage Insight. I'll give you a couple of clips. One thing about my channel is I don't want to infringe on anybody's rights. I might reuse their content for educational purposes, but you guys should watch this guy.
In the world trading at a discount, but at the same time, model
junk silver at a discount.
Premiums. So that doesn't make
Street
sense
Savvy
unless the
Insight.
market is actually broken. So here's the twist: junk silver isn't bad. It hasn't lost to silver. A pre-64 quarter is still 90% silver. It's still history in your hand. So why are wholesalers dumping it like dead weight? And that is something worth touching on.
I like this intro. I need one, but mine's
Okay, so I
simple
want to take a quick minute to share my 2 cents on the recent
because I'm trying to
disconnect
show you how to make a
between
channel
364
too.
coins and everything that's currently taking place now with this race to get as much physical as possible, and how the premium that is being set by current demand is somewhat disconnected from reality of being able to get what is considered the most important silver, which happens to be U.S. coinage, and the idea that something behind the scenes is not adding up. And so I want to share my 2 cents on it so that you guys can understand as to how to look at this and how to really filter through the noise, as I like to say. But before I do that, if you guys are new, make sure you hit that subscription button to subscribe to make sure you stay plugged in. If you haven't, hit the bell notification as well as drop a comment to let me know your thoughts on this subject matter as well as anything else of importance that's interconnected with this monetary transition we're going through. But ultimately what's going on is the fact that this isn't really about the metal itself, it's about the timing of all this. And so junk silver, technically speaking, is chemically dirty. Not literally, but for industrial sakes, it is. See, it's 90% silver, 10% copper, and you can't just hand it over to manufacturers like Samsung or Tesla. They need 3-9 fine type silver. So that means refining it,
And of
melting it
course,
down,
anybody in the know
casting.
talks
That
economics.
takes time, say anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks at a minimum. So in a normal market, that'd be no big deal. But in its current liquidity squeeze, that's a death sentence for a lot of people. So here's what they don't want you to see at the end of the day. We have wholesalers
Everyone's
that are
working
maxing out
on
their credit
borrowed
cards
money
to try to stay in operations.
rather
so they're facing
than
margin
assets.
calls from the COMEX.
Silver is
since
an
they
asset.
hiked all the margin, it's putting a lot of dealers at risk right now. So they can't afford to wait a month for the silver to come back at an industrial grade bar. So they need cash right now. So what are they doing? They simply just dump it. They go no bid. They take losses on 90% silver just to unlock liquidity. And so they shift all their firepower into faster moving eagles and Maple Leaf. So that's what we call a liquidity discount. So they're throwing away the baby with the bathwater because they're drowning. But here's where it gets interesting. It's because you're not them. You're not running a 7-figure credit line from JP Morgan. You're not facing a COMEX margin call. You don't care. It takes a month to refine the silver because you're not refining it at all. You're actually stacking it. So you're in it for the long haul. You're holding on for what comes after the collapse. So to you, silver is just silver. Form doesn't really matter, but the value does. So while wholesalers are bleeding, you get to buy their best silver at a discount. So this is what happened when Warren Buffett did it. He bought silver when no one else wanted it. He didn't care about the shine, he cared about the ounces. And today the setup's even more extreme. And you notice that we have industry insiders that say things about being able to wipe out the entire junk silver inventory because there's no real depth to that market at all. Because ultimately speaking, once it's gone, it's gone. It's not coming back. So the moment that people go out and buy 90% silver, at this moment, it's going into their personal inventory and people's vaults, buried in the ground, not to be seen again until we get to a better level of price discovery. And so junk silver isn't being made anymore. Every quarter, dime, and half dollar is a relic, and the supply is finite. The only thing keeping prices low is broken plumbing in the
So
wholesale
keep your
market.
good coins.
So once the
Numismatically, they'll go up in
once the
value,
more premium hits, or once
as
prices
well
rise
as
enough to
silver
make melting
value.
possible again, the no bid will flip into a panic bid. And when it does, premiums on junk silver could spike 20 to 30% overnight. But right
Especially
now, it's still the step
good
shop.
condition
Ready to
coins.
love, mispriced, and ignore. And that's exactly why you should want it. So this validates the very point I've been making for several months now. The paper price is a distraction. It's not the real price that you're going to pay when it's time to check out. So the real market is fractured, fragmented, and broken altogether. So in one corner, you got new silver commanding premiums because it's liquid for institutions, and then the other side, you got junk silver discounted and it's illiquid for the refiners.
So buy low, sell high.
Dime is more liquid. It's easier to borrow with, and it's easier to carry, as well as easier to trust. So when the system cracks, you'll trade a quarter for a loaf of bread, not $100 bar. And the best part is, the broken market is subsidizing your entry. So this isn't a silver crash, it's a silver fire sale. So wholesalers are dumping inventory because their financing is collapsing.
I don't know that we'll
bearish,
go back to
so
constitutional silver,
they know will be worth
trading
next week or so,
silver and gold.
They can't survive until
but we
next
might.
week. So imagine holding $10 million in debt.
It's the only way to get out of this crisis.
The warehouse is full of silver. You know it's going up, but the bank
fiat
wants to pay
currency.
right now. So you sell below spot if you have to anyone with liquid cash.
All right.
That's not how the market signals.
So watch
That's
his whole show.
And the moment
Thanks for watching my Youth Truth
no one
podcast.
can restock it. No one has.
Youth Truth Podcast.